As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest collectibles. First up, and my personal favorite, a PSA 8 Pikachu Illustrator. This is by far one of the rarest Pokemon cards in the world.
To literally nobody's surprise, Logan Paul is currently being accused of once again scamming some of his fans. A beautiful way to start the Christmas miracle by go ahead and pulling a Grinch and taking away money from your fans. As usual, we've seen it time and time again when it comes to Logan Paul, but this time it's regarding a PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator card that he sold on a site called Liquid Marketplace. Basically, the way this site worked was people bought the rights to an image of a card and they were supposed to get a cut. All of a sudden, they didn't get a cut, and all of a sudden people can't withdraw the money that they put in. Typical Logan Paul fashion. Before we get too deep into the video, make sure you guys like, share, subscribe. Happy holidays. So for a little context, Liquid Marketplace is a company that was founded by Logan Paul and this guy named Ryan Bahadori, CEO of Liquid Marketplace. And the way that this marketplace works is, let's say you have a toy, a collectible, let's say this Bumblebee action figure right here. And let's say in the future, this goes up to $1,000. You can buy a digital piece of this. You can't have the actual toy. You'll never have this actual Bumblebee. I'll be the only one with it. But let's say 100 people get to have a piece of this digitally. It's stupid. It's basically an NFT. And the way that this company would work is, let's say Logan Paul puts up one of his $1 million Pokemon cards. 1 million people can buy a digital piece of this Pokemon card, and then let's say he wants to sell it for $20 million. That $20 million would then be split amongst Logan Paul and you guys, the people who invested into that card, that digital good. Again, this Bumblebee toy. So if 20 people bought a share of this, if I were to sell this for $100, $100 would be split among myself and 20 other people. Now in this tweet right here from April 5th, 2022, Logan Paul announces this new company, Liquid Marketplace. Introducing my next company, Liquid Marketplace, you can now own a piece of the rarest collectibles in the world. By fractionalizing expensive assets, we've essentially made it possible for anyone to own anything, as well as a little clip that I will play in just a second. But if you click on the link to this website, it is no more. It has been kablooied. Someone hit it with a magic wand. It's no longer on the internet. It's almost as if the company realized they were hosting some sort of humongous scam. And quite frankly, I'm surprised that this tweet's even up right now. Go ahead and bookmark it, heart it, all that good stuff before Logan decides to inevitably take it down. Now, the reason why I say I'm surprised that tweet is still up, because in this new tweet just yesterday at 1:50 p.m., Logan Paul basically denounces this company, pretending as if he has no involvement in it whatsoever, saying, "Attention Liquid Marketplace users, as you may know, the PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator was previously listed on Liquid Marketplace, where users could purchase tokens that, according to the company, represented fractional ownership interests in the card. In May of 2024, consistent with the platform's terms, I repurchased the card. I paid a substantial buyout amount to the platform, which was intended to be distributed to fractional owners based on their respective percentages. I was informed at the time that the funds had been distributed accordingly. Unfortunately, afterwards, the company and some of its principals faced regulatory scrutiny, a process in which I have had no involvement or insight, as it does not relate to me." Why the heck are you claiming to be a co-founder then?
As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace,
you got yourself involved in yet another scam and now you claim to have no involvement. At what point do these coincidences start to add up to a little bit more, right? I recently learned that the platform also experienced operational issues which affected user access to accounts and funds held on the platform. As a result, many Liquid Marketplace users have been unable to access their buyout proceeds or wallet balances with no clear timeline for resolution. How convenient. How convenient that anything involving the website, the entire purpose of the website, which is to buy NFTs, fake versions of a real life product, but you're buying a piece of it digitally, all of a sudden there's no money to be given out. People aren't able to access their money. What was the point of the site then? To just essentially scam people, to lie, to steal money from people by saying, hey, you want a piece of this Bumblebee toy? Give me 20 bucks. Oh, you want that 20 bucks back or you want the 40 bucks back? Sorry, our site's down. That's pretty much what just happened, right? For those affected and unable to withdraw your funds, please know that I'm actively working with Liquid Marketplace to help ensure those funds can be released in the near future. Just as intended when I repurchased the Illustrator in May 2024, stay tuned for updates. Oh, we will, right? And of course, he got community noted, saying Logan Paul is a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace with this tweet right here, where again, he announces that he's the co-founder along with this video.
What's up, y'all? Logan here. As an avid collector and strategic investor myself, I am so stoked to announce the launch of Liquid Marketplace, a platform where collectors can buy and sell fractions of rare collectibles via tokens on the blockchain. As a co-founder of Liquid Marketplace, I believe we're set to level the playing field by allowing anyone to own a piece of the world's rarest collectibles and build their portfolios instantly. Here's how it works. Liquid Marketplace will curate a collection of highly sought-after items available in our ecosystem where users can buy in to be a partial owner. We'll keep the collectibles safe in our Liquid Marketplace vault, and when you're ready, you can buy, sell, and trade your portion of ownership with other members.
Well, that was a lie, wasn't it, Logan? The one main purpose of this site, which was to allow people to buy, sell, and trade your NFT, your Bumblebee toy, didn't work. You scammed once again, right? I gotta be careful with how I word it, right? You allegedly scammed. I don't want to get crypto zooed. I don't want to get taken out back in Old Yeller, taken to court and whatnot and have 45 videos on me. But there is a lot of scams, and somehow Logan Paul's name is always attached to every single one of them. It's interesting.
To start, we're launching with some amazing items. First up, and my personal favorite, a PSA 8 Pikachu Illustrator.
And this part's a little interesting as well, because in that video, he clearly says a PSA 8, as well as on this tweet, he says a PSA 8 Pikachu Illustrator valued at $1.1 million. Yet in his newest tweet, he says PSA 10 Pikachu Illustrator. Is this a separate Pikachu Illustrator? Am I not caught up on the times? Do I just not know how to count correctly? It's very possible that these are two specific different cards, right? But if they aren't, isn't it just a little weird that a minting company, a company that puts cards inside these sleeves and sends them off to be graded, just magically changes the number from an 8 to a 10? Again, just having another brainstorm here with our favorite alleged scammer, Logan Paul.
This is by far one of the rarest Pokemon cards in the world.
Now, that Pokemon card situation really didn't sit right with me, especially after he claimed it to be one of the most valuable cards in the world. I decided to check it out, as Logan Paul has agreed to sell a record-breaking $5.3 million Pokemon card at an auction. This is an article from December 24th, 2025, so this was just yesterday, and it says right here that Logan Paul bought this card in 2021 for nearly $5.3 million. So that's the same card. How did this card go from an 8 to a 10? We just opened a whole nother can of worms, ladies and gents. Now, I don't know a lot about cards. Again, I don't want to dive down the PSA hole. I don't want to crack open that Logan Paul hole and go too far down that situation. But it already seems like this video alone being archived and being up for display kind of shows how this entire situation, all these big companies, are just not telling the truth here. How does something go from an 8, if it's sealed, to a 10? There's no possible way for something to improve in quality while it's sealed. The time that it's sealed, it won't get better. That is what it should stay as forever. Unless, of course, there was a scam involved, which couldn't be possible because this is Logan Paul we're talking about.
And one of my personal first edition Pokemon boxes. Don't worry, this one is real. I think. I'm just kidding. Yes, it's real. Now let's talk about sports. LeBron, Kobe, and Michael Jordan. LeBron Exquisite RPA, his most sought-after rookie card, valued at over $2 million. And a 2009 Upper Deck Exquisite Michael Jordan auto patch. This is a one-of-one, 7-figure card. Most collectors have never even seen this card, let alone have access to it. But on Liquid Marketplace, we got that shit.
Again, I bet you do have that shit. It's probably saved up in an archive in a vault somewhere where nobody else can have it, and nobody who's paid money to have access access to your photos or your little digital versions will also never have access to that because you stole their money. You took their money for something that doesn't exist, or it's even weirder, something that does exist, right? Like, the main problem with NFTs was you're basically paying someone for a JPEG, right? You're paying for a PNG, and you got like the rights to like put your name inside of like the metadata. Like, at least with this, you're basically buying someone else's property. You're like, oh, I like that toy. I don't have enough money to buy it myself, but like, can I have like a cut of that? And they're like, that doesn't really make a lot of sense because it's a real item. And you're just like, I don't know. It's all a scam anyways. You can have some.
A 1 of 2 Kobe auto logo, man. Look, this thing is awesome. What are you doing? Go sign up, dude. And also, Dwayne Wade, PSA 10, Pop 3. Giannis, Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, KD. Another LeBron. We have it all. So look, go sign up today, build your dream collection, and own a piece of the rarest collectibles in the world on Liquid Marketplace.
Now, obviously, you can't do that. You can't go to Liquid Marketplace's website because it got shut down. You can't get your money out right now because it got shut down. You can't get anything that you put into that site back because it got shut down. This was all a humongous scam from the beginning. NFTs were basically a scam from the beginning. Some companies were able to like market it into toys and Funko Pops and things like that, and able to convert it into physical goods, whatever. But NFTs were always dead from the beginning. Anyone with a brain kind of knew that. You can even tell by people who are like in Logan Paul's comment sections who know of the other things he got himself involved in, like CryptoZoo, that this was basically dead from the beginning. And of course, it comes back to bite him in the butt because this is another thing that Logan Paul put his name onto. The co-founder. And now he wants to claim he has no idea. He wasn't a part of that. He just basically signed the lease. He just signed the lease and took half of the accountability, but he has no part of it. Logan, you're dumb. Like, you are one of the dumbest people on the internet that somehow is a billionaire. And every day that passes, you somehow show that to the world. This is another one of those situations where you got yourself involved in a literal scam, a literal rug pull, a company that sole idea was to sell digital pieces of a real life object. And then when people want their money back now, or trying to get their money back, it's non-existent. It was a scam, bro. Logan Paul, do better. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for watching. Comment down below what you think about this situation. Like and subscribe. Happy holidays. Peace out.